I fell in love with aviation when I was a 5-year-old. I loved aviation ever since. But back in Brazil, where I'm from, it wasn't that easy to pursue a career or just a hobby of aviation. So I chose a different career path. Even so, throughout my teenage years and as I grew up, I kept educating myself in aviation. I always liked watching films, movies, reading about it, and whatnot. After I moved to the US, thanks to a career opportunity back in 2015, I met a pilot who's now a friend of mine, a very good friend, who motivated me to go pursue my dream 30 years later. So I was 35 when I joined the flight school in Long Island, New York, Farmingdale. In 5 months later, I got my private license. I started renting planes and flying different places, experiencing different runways, airports, weather, all kinds of stuff. And then 6 months later, I decided to get my instrument rating. And that's when I decided or realized I was committed to aviation for life. So instead of renting planes, I decided to get my own plane, which I'm standing right next to now. This is a Grumman Cheetah, Grumman AA-5A Cheetah. It's a 1977 model. And I remember pulling up next to the plane which was tied down on the ramp. And I looked at the tail number, which back then I didn't know, and it said 84U. And I look at the 4U and it says, you know what? I thought maybe it's talking to me. It's for me, so I'm going to do it. And it was the best decision I've ever done in my life. It's a plane that has taken me anywhere that I wanted to go without ever leaving me stranded or giving me any headaches. And I always fly with my little buddy Mars, who the internet helped me name. And so it's Bruno and Mars flying everywhere. Ever since I started flying, because it was such a big dream for me and such a fulfillment, I started sharing my journey through Instagram and YouTube. And my purpose in doing that is to show everyone else that perhaps love aviation but hasn't taken the first step, that it's possible. I'm just an average guy who works 9 to 5, but still decided to pursue his dream, was able to get through his licenses, got my private and my instrument, and even my plane. And whenever I'm not working and I'm not home, I'm flying. I want to be proficient, I want to be current, but most importantly, flying is like a therapy to me these days. And whenever I'm up there, all of my problems and everything else stays on the ground, literally, and it's the best part of my day. My main goal is to show how fun aviation can be, whether you have it as a hobby or as a career. I take them on every place I travel, all of the amazing things that you can only do on a plane, for instance, flying over the Niagara Falls, or taking a weekend trip to Florida and back, and obviously flying to Sun and Fun, Oshkosh, and other fly-ins. So I get a lot of messages of people that basically say that I just helped show them that aviation is worth it, and all the effort that you put into it is worth it, and there's something very fun on the other side. I'm super thankful for that, and that's what keeps me going. And I post every day because I know that somewhere in the world somebody's watching this and thinking, huh, if he can do it, so can I. And this is the sole purpose of everything I do, is to inspire more people to get into aviation, because it's the most amazing thing I've ever done.